Hey Mavis, this video I'm making for you. You asked for a couple of base ideas, or like a base build idea. If you're looking at building something uh, separate, that's like you know, a new base that you build from scratch. And I have one design idea to offer. I'm not the originator of it. I can't even honestly remember. I saw it on a YouTube channel at some point, and but I wanted to share it with you and give you a couple of ideas about it. Also, just a tip: this video is recorded on a Valmod world, so I also want to throw in a couple of other little teasers for you to entice you to give Valmod a try, mainly around forges. One of the annoying things, of course, about vanilla when you're just burning either wood or char or coal to fuel the forges is, of course, you don't want to waste the charcoal. I mean, the coal in your forges when you could be using that for ammunition. Okay. The other thing is, if you just burn wood, you're going to attract a lot of screamers. Some people don't know this. A tip I picked up from one of the YouTubers was that every burnable item that cycles through every time it cycles through, it ticks the heat map. So you're going to get, the faster that something burns, the shorter the burn time for something, the more heat map attention it's going to generate. And so one thing that's really cool in Valmod, they have what's called fuel logs. You can you make tallow, and then you combine tallow and wood in the chemistry station, and you get fuel logs, and they burn for a really long time. But for your vanilla game, just a tip, I think a good idea would be to go on a wood grind, and then in your workbench, leave your workbench when you go out to do like a mini bike ride or something to loot. Leave your workbench running on something that has a high burn time. Uh, Personally, I would suggest you use like woodlog spikes. I know the idea of wasting woodlog spikes as fuel is kind of horrifying in some ways, but worry more about the fact that it takes a long time to generate them and they use a lot of wood. That equals a long burn time for each thing. Wood farm fences are another option. And I'm sure there's other things. I haven't really like researched it out, but what you're looking for is something that has a really long burn time, obviously, so that it minimizes the heat map. So let's get in. I'll show you the my base, part of my base that it's not accessible from the outside. So probably what I'm going to do is I'll show you what it looks like from the outside, and then give you uh, once I go down the tunnel and up into the base, I'll show you what we're looking at. This is I'm inside one of the basically an old like a Coronado building type thing. I guess I could give you a look from up above so you can kind of see where things are at. You recognize this roof, I'm sure. This is where my forges are set up right now. Uh, it's night. Um, that's my farm. I built a wall all the way around things. But that's the defensible base, or the horde base, the horde day base. Excuse my burping. Um, that's the horde base. It's only accessible from inside. There's no door, uh, and a lot of these spikes are what you can get in Valmod, which are steel fire spikes. They have a very high number of hit points, and you can upgrade them with gasoline, so it lights the zombies on fire. Which, let me tell you, looks really awesome at night during a full-on horde. This is basically between the corner and the other corner over there. It's 15 blocks. No, sorry, it's 15 blocks this way, 15 blocks this way, and it's 4 blocks down into the ground. So this window and this window, and there's one on that side and one on that side, obviously, is actually at ground level. So when you're shooting out these bars, you're shooting at the zombies as they're running towards you at ground level. There's another set of windows in the bottom, and there's a 3 wide channel here, 3 wide channel here, 3 wide channel here, 3 wide channel here, and the zombies obviously run towards you, fall in onto the steel spikes. I haven't upgraded all of them yet because I just made a change that I'll show you. I had what am I looking for? Iron bars. I had iron bars in there. It's my kitchen. Another cool Valmont thing, an actual usable oven. So you don't have to fuel it. And there's a couple other items in there. Bowls of water. Anyway, go down here. Goes down to where my mine is. And this is how I access my horde base. Alright. Gotta run down here. Got a couple of different mine areas. Excuse me. I stumbled across a couple of areas that are just loaded with iron and lead down there. One of the first areas that I opened up from mine was back here, and I just mined the holy hell out of this place. There was all kinds of lead and iron and everything back in there. Down that way and then back over to the left, there's an area that's floated with coal, potassium, etc. And I just totally lucked out in it. But this goes back to what is my intent was originally to put all my forges down here, so that because this is directly beneath, this is the center of that horde base, and my intent was to put the forges down here so that the screamers and whatnot would head for the forge base. But I got enough of a cement wall around the original base anyway that it didn't end up mattering. So this is the interior. You can see I've got it all upgraded to steel. These are poles. They're concrete poles that you can upgrade to steel. And basically one goes in the middle. And I haven't, this was all iron bars like it is upstairs. I had it iron bars down here so I could shoot through them, and then I saw a couple other YouTubers. What I don't know is if this gap here is going to be wide enough that a crawler could crawl through. But here's what I really like about this setup. I can reach through here and upgrade. I can upgrade and loot. Everything that falls down inside of here I can get to. Not so much over off in the corner, but that I can, there's other ways to get into that stuff. But at any rate, it's really nice being able to upgrade stuff and loot from down here. That's the idea there. And then I've got basically a loot chest down here to dump all the loot into. And then I hadn't put anything in there yet, but let me go up here. So this is what it looks like. And that's where we were before when we were looking this way. And that's the field of spikes. Okay, all those ones that have kind of the horizontal black lines, those are all fire spikes that light the zombies on fire. But you can see, you're shooting out here, you're shooting at ground level. It's my mini bike garage over there. But you're shooting at ground level. So as they're charging towards you, you can shoot them. And then when they fall down in there, basically what I try to do is take as many of them out on the way in as you can. And you can see I've got a bunch of barbed wire there. A little different in Valmod. There's a couple different kinds of barbed wire fencing. But it just slows them down. I'll take as many of them out on the way in as I can. When they get here and fall down inside, I go down in there, kill them, and then loot their corpses. You can see in Valmod, see that little bag there? Looks like a sports bag. Those are what the bodies turn into in Valmod, and they don't go away quite as fast, or really at all. I'm near the wasteland. Anyway, that's kind of my base design. This corner is basically 3 blocks in from the outside corner, but again, it's 15 blocks that way, 15 blocks that way, and it's 4 blocks deep, including the base one. So like the floor is the 4th block down. So there's 1, 2, 3. It's basically 3 deep to get to the bottom concrete. Spikes all the way around. Spikes in the bottom that are fully upgraded, and you can upgrade them from inside. And really, nothing can get to you. I mean, you can still You can still, ooh, I want to break my leg. You can still go up here. You got to watch out for bees and whatnot, but you can still, you know, and even from here with 2 out, I can crouch down, and usually, like if they're on top of spikes, if the bag or corpse is on top of spikes, I can loot from here. But you just, platform over and you can do it. But that's what the pit looks like. You can see there's a gap of 3, 1, 2, 3 between that corner and that corner block that's there. It took a lot of digging. It's obviously best if you have an auger, but that's part of why I built it on wasteland. Mostly, this was on a corner of wasteland because the digging was a lot easier. At least through the top layers, it wasn't as hard as digging through dirt. Anyway, that's my base design. Ooh, let's just have a little fun. Take this dude if I can hit this guy. Hey! I barely got this sniper rifle. Yep. Oh, see, that's what happens if the corpse bags aren't on solid ground. They burst, and so you don't get the stuff that was in them. But it's still better, frankly, than most of the time when they just gore up and go away. Anyway, that's my little base world, and you wanted to see some designs or some ideas for designs. I thought I'd throw this quick video at you your way, and hope it was interesting and useful.